Hey guys, how you guys doing? Do a little thing that may be coming in full-length videos like this or little shorts. But either way, I want to add a thing called, or the Linux Tube Tech Tips. Either way, the point is I want to give you guys a couple of tech tips throughout. And so I'm going to start the first one today, right now. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe and join the channel. If you guys could join the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. Helps out keeping the lights on, paying the bills. Really appreciate you. A continued viewership. Or maybe you don't want to join, but you want to give us a thanks. That'd be great too. Either way, so we're going to talk about computer freezes, not crashes. Now, there's a difference between a freeze and a crash. A freeze is just that your video freezes, whether you're actually playing a video or just like stuck in that window on a desktop, like surfing the internet or whatever, and it freezes, right? A lot of people automatically want to jump to hard drive issue. But the reality of it is it's oftentimes not always a hard drive. It can be, yes. Then the next thing that people want to jump to is RAM. And oftentimes it's not RAM either. And then everybody wants to jump on software. Those are all definitely things that can cause it to freeze. But a lot of times, one of the things that when I used to work in the computer shop that I would find out is they have testers you can buy. And oftentimes, believe it or not, a desktop PC, this be your culprit. People always forget to check this. Same thing with laptops. Laptop power supplies can also go bad as well. And or it could be your wall electricity, your wall outlet could be creating a short. So it could be undervolting or overamping and volting your computer, which could cause more grave things like burning out processors and capacitors as well. Now, of course, if you can test your power supply, you can take it to your local computer shop. And what they'll do is they'll unplug your power supply. They'll plug the 4-pin, 6-pin, depending on what you're in. They'll plug that in, and they will test that to make sure that your power supply is good. Good tech will test that too. Then what they'll do is they'll move on to the natural progression of making sure your RAM is seated. So what they'll do is they'll unclip the RAM. They'll blow it out with some air, the can compressed air. If you want, you can go to Amazon and buy this. This is really nice. You turn it on. And it has 3 different variable speeds. I think it's $30 on Amazon.com, and you can use that to blow out your RAM slots where they're put in, and make sure that those contacts are clean. Make sure that you don't touch the copper parts with your fingers. The oils from your fingers can cause contact issues as well. And what I used to do is I'd take the RAM stick out. I would take a Q-tip, dab it into some rubbing alcohol, and I would clean off the contacts and blow out the thing and reseat it as well. That's what you can do for the RAM. Now, next after that, once that's good, you're still experiencing free. Then you want to maybe check your hard drive. For that, there are different tests that you could run on hard drive. Smart test is one that's already should be built into a lot of your diagnostics. That's not going to do test of your hard drive like a stress test or anything like that. It's just going to read your sectors and your blocks, sure that they're reading. But there's different tests and different things out there that you could actually tools that you could download in your repositories. Phronix Test Suite also has a lot of those as well. I believe that there's a GNU or some type of, I can't remember the name of it. If you guys do remember the name of it, please drop the name of it in the comments down below. But there is an actual like a system rescue CD for Linux that actually has a bunch of tests on well, that you could run from a USB CD-ROM or whatever, boot into that, and it could actually run tests on your hard drive. Now, the two different types are the SSD hard drive, and then you got the platter drive, the regular spinning disk drive. Now, the spinning disk drives, they don't go as bad as often as one would think. Really, they unless you drop them. If you drop them and they're not locked or unpowered, then the arm can go across and scratch the platter and create a whole bunch of havoc. But they can get damaged, so you want to do tests on those that test it. And and along the way, you will find where your situation that can do that. If last but not least, everything tests out fine, then yes, it could very well be something. But I just wanted to give you that. Don't forget to test your power supply, because a lot of people will go and they'll throw RAM at it. They'll go throw a hard drive at it. They'll wipe out their entire system, and then they'll still experience. And what it is, it's power or electricity from the wall. So that is my tech tip of the day. Also, what I wanted to mention too, as a bonus, is SSDs. Yes, they write faster, they read faster, they help your performance faster, but everything that's good also has a con in it or a knock on it. And SSDs, if you look at the packaging and you're looking at like Samsung Evo 9 versus your Crucial SSD, you could look and see, and there is finite amount of reads and writes that get written to them. So if you're one of these guys that is running an SSD in your computer and you're constantly uninstalling and installing applications, constantly wiping and installing OSs like distro hopping and that kind of stuff, all those read and writes count. They all count to that hard drive. And there's only a finite amount that can happen on there before it starts going. So make sure that you keep that in mind too if you're using SSDs. If you're experiencing and you've had one around for a couple of years, you've been reading, writing, and distro hopping and all this kind of stuff, you might want to run a test on that as well to see if, in fact, it is your hard disk drive because of that. I would always keep one sitting around as a emergency backup, like I have right here. The knockoff SSD Fangxiang. It's a terabyte, but it's brand spanking new. As you can see, it's 1 terabyte. It's brand spanking new. So I just have it just kicking around so that way, if something were to go out on me, I at least have something to pop right in right away, and boom, I could be up and running in no time. Either way, those are my tech tips for the day. I want to once again say thank you to my Patreon, Mislav, for continuing to help me out and treat me with such generosity and kindness. Also, and to my members and my of my channel that have subscribed, and any members that decide to join, I want to thank you guys as well. You guys stay blessed. You guys keep doing what you do on Linuxing. In all means, have a great day.